What is going on, guys? Thank you so much for joining us right here on Outside the Brand. This is episode 254 for your September 28th, 2022. I'm your host, Phil, and of course, this is Outside the Brand. Thank you so much for joining us right here on your Wednesday nights, wherever you may be. So, tonight was Dynamite, and I thought, considering the circumstances with everything going on with the hurricane right now, it was a pretty damn good show. I mean, the roster was limited, of course. Tony Khan went out on Twitter earlier on today and saying that if nobody got the email, or people just didn't get to read the email, you're fine for not coming to the show tonight. You're fine for not being able to travel and everything like that. I'll just see you next week once this all blows over. I thought that was a very gracious thing for Tony Khan to do, just allowing people to, stay as safe as possible during this time with the hurricane coming around. And, with it all being said, Dynamite tonight, we had a great show with obviously Saraya making her statement. Uh, that
Yeah,
was just an amazing stuff right there.
Page
That
here.
main event with Jericho and Bandito, that was something,
That
right?
was something. Oh yeah.
That was great. And then obviously the whole Daniel Garcia uh, situation with the Jericho Appreciation Society and Brian Danielson and all that. Like, we got some good stuff tonight on Dynamite, man. And things are looking up. Things are
Yeah,
very much looking up for
they're getting
AEW.
better. They're getting better. Like no complaints by me. Like so, I was really surprised about this show, but yeah, some talents were not able to come to the show in Philly because of obviously the hurricanes and anybody that's down in Florida or anybody that's around around that area. Please stay safe.
Yes.
Please stay. Whatever you guys may do to keep you guys safe and your families, please. But I praise Tony. I give my little bit of respect to Tony for that, like saying, "Hey, you can't make it. That's fine," But yeah, but I'm feeling good. Phil, you feeling good? OTB audience, we're feeling good. Tonight's show was
Yeah.
good. Moxley was there. Mr. Better Than You was there. So let's get into it. Let's do this.
All right, man. So, guys, before we get right into the thick of things of reviewing tonight's AEW Dynamite for outside the brand, I want you guys to hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for all notifications. That way you never miss when we go live, as we are live basically every single day of the week, giving you guys the latest and the greatest stuff when it comes to the pro wrestling world. That's WWE and AEW. Once Ring of Honor gets a TV deal, Tony, I'm talking to you. We will be bringing that into the fold for outside the brand, because having Ring of
Yeah,
Honor reviews, that's gonna be perfect.
it's gonna be goaded right there. Yeah.
So go do that. If you missed anything on the channel over the last couple of days, make sure you go check that out. We got our Tuesdays talk from last night and our Monday Night Raw post show right here on Outside the Brand. So go check that out. It's all on the homepage of the channel, as well as many other things on the channel as well, for you guys to just get your fix of OTB wherever you are. Also, go get the merch. Bonfire.com, the exclusive home of Outside the Brand, and it's
That's
merchandise.
merch.
There you go. Listen,
Right on
guys,
cue.
we are going to be moving over to Teespring in the near future, but we got to get the designs over there, and that's going to take a
Still in the
little
works.
while. So it's in the works, but once that is all set and ready to go, you guys will be the first ones to know, and we'll have to say Teespring, the official home of Outside the Brand, not Bonfire anymore.
What would
We're
that be?
just
That
trying
chant?
to expand.
I like how we say merch, but what would we do with Teespring? Like that's my thing about that. Like we gotta figure that
We'll
out.
do the whole merch stuff. We'll do all that stuff with Teespring. It's just, we're trying to expand here, and to be
Yeah.
completely honest, Bonfire, it was a great starter for us, but Teespring has a lot more options and a
Just
lot
wait till
more
it goes around the
opportunities.
world. Just wait till it
So
goes around. Just wait for our merch to go around the world. I
there
mean,
you
just
go,
wait for
man.
that.
There you
And
go.
but
I'm waiting for an OTB sign. I'm waiting for an OTB sign from a supporter at either a Dynamite or a WWE show. I'm waiting for that. I hope
Oh,
that
yeah.
comes, but that'll come in due time. Guys, tonight was a great show. Let's continue the success of everything for OTB. Hit that like button. I want to see no less than 15 likes on this episode for tonight. So no
Gotta
less.
handle that, people.
Likes minimum, guys. Minimum. No less. No less. All right. So let's get
No,
this thing
no.
going.
The official oos of OTV.
OTP.
The honorable oos. That like Sammy.
We are
Like
the
Sammy.
honorable ooze. That one I will acknowledge.
Yeah.
Um,
But I was thinking, but did you get your merch yet, Phil? Did you before we get into it? Did you get your merch yet? Did you get your shirt?
it's processed and everything, so it'll come. It'll come. It's just gotta get here. And once that happens, we will be doing an unboxing right here. Not on OTB, but on my TikTok. So go check
Okay,
that out.
okay, fair enough.
But speaking of the whole TikToks, everybody's TikTok is linked down in the description below. Go follow us all on social media. You guys can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, practically anywhere at @PhillyMatt_. You guys can go check that out. I live tweet during the show every single day for the weeks and everything like that. So you guys want to talk with me? Follow me on Twitter at @PhillyMatt_, and on Instagram as well.
I'm checking it right now because I know how you get on Twitter, Phil. Sometimes I know how you get on Twitter.
Listen, I was doing pretty damn good tonight. All right, like the show was good, so I was in a very happy mood. Guys, just go check out anything you may have missed. Follow us on social media, do all that good stuff. Like, comment, share, all the wonderful stuff that you can do for the whole YouTube algorithm, because we gotta talk about it. And we'll get right into the show tonight, guys. So let's get started. Dynamite. We kicked off in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, no less, with the Jericho Appreciation Society, with a championship celebration. As we all know, Chris Jericho won the Ring of Honor World Championship last week on AEW Dynamite's Grand Slam event. I was freaking shocked when I saw that live. I'm like, what the hell was going on?
I remember we were talking about it, and I was like, I want Jericho to win, but I think Claudia's got this. But then you said, imagine. And I was like,
it was just insane.
Well, when we get into the match, I have a little something about Jericho. Not the match, the segment.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. So Angelo Parker says that Philadelphia is a city for losers, of course, but he first of all said AEW Galaxy appreciate us. That is obviously a dig to the Bloodline and Roman Reigns, saying acknowledge me. Listen, I don't care. This whole pro wrestling versus sports entertainment like storyline and everything, it's so good. I love it.
That's entertainment.
The little digs and everything like that, I really don't mind. But when it gets constant, like AEW does like to do, that's when it's like, yeah, like come on, we can get better at that. But little stuff like that, just poking fun at the Bloodline and Roman, I like that stuff.
Whoa! Don't make fun of my Bloodline.
Fun, man, like AEW Galaxy, bro. Come on now, like who doesn't like that?
And I was like, don't talk down on the Bloodline. What's wrong with you people? I'm playing. I love the Jericho.
But yeah, so Parker asked everybody to stand up to celebrate Chris Jericho. The Jericho Appreciation Society presents a pizza maker who won't share with the crowd. Obviously, that was Luigi Primo.
Boo!
The fact that Luigi Primo is on my television for a second week, it's disgusting. Let's be real.
What?
It's disgusting. I don't like Luigi Primo. Luigi Primo is not my pizza maker. He is not my pizza maker. That is not that's not what I want to see on my AEW television. We are supposed to be moving forward from the Elite and CM Punk situation, not moving backwards. And that's all he is to me. That is all he is to me. That man got rocked and he never showed his face ever again after Daniel just punched him in the mouth. I was very happy.
Man, it was just literally just doing his job, having pizza during the celebration.
He was just flipping that pie around, and yeah, he just gets clocked in the face.
I guarantee you, Phil. I guarantee you were probably like, yeah, that's great. You're flipping it all. Can you put the pizza sauce on it? Can you put the cheese and everything? Stop playing with it.
Do something instead of just flipping it around. And the thing is, if you know Luigi Primo as much as I do, sadly, he flips that pizza around during his matches. Like he has that, like, in his matches, and he's just flipping it around and he's doing the thing with it. I'm like, why? Like, this is not supposed to be on AEW, but he was here, and he says that he wasn't going to be sharing pizza with anybody. And he was saying that he was making Chicago-style pizza, not no. He said he was making, but no, not Chicago. New York style pizza.
New York style, yeah.
It was New York style because they're so close to Philadelphia and everything like that. So yeah, he was obviously the cheap heat there. But they can have them. They can't have any pizza, but they can have the most important and most celebrated Ring of Honor champion in its history, and that is Chris Jericho.
Yeah.
He says that no one knows about Ring of Honor other than Chris Jericho, but he's going to be calling Ring of Honor from now on the Ring of Jericho.
That's goated. That's phenomenal. I love it. That's awesome. When he said it, Ring of Jericho, like, I like that. First it was Raw's Jericho. Now it's AEW's Jericho. Now Ring of Jericho. I'm like, oh, this man's good. My man's listening things off the board.
Easily, man. Jericho calls this the Ring of Jericho era. He then presents a gift to Daniel Garcia. It turns out to be a boat hat, a purple boat hat, and
a bucket hat. Yeah,
a bucket hat, boat hat. You wear those.
It was a valid hat, though.
Right? So,
it's a good hat, actually. The bucket hat was a good hat, though. I ain't gonna cap.
I have a bucket hat, actually.
Sweet. We'll wear it whenever we go on the boat. I'm just on a boat or something.
It's a New York Met hat, but they were giving them to them as you were going into the stadium and everything at Citi Field. So I was like, okay, cool. I get a free hat.
That's cool.
But yeah, Garcia, he takes off the hat, he throws it down to the ground, and Garcia then punches Luigi Primo in the face, clocked him hard, and he was just knocked out cold for the rest of the segment.
He sold it like $1 million though. I know you hate him, but he sold it good though. He sold it pretty good.
Listen, it's a comedy gimmick. Like you can't just be too mad at it. I just don't want him on television like every single week.
We got Orange Cassidy for crying out loud. We don't need it. We don't need him.
Listen, but that's the kind of comedy I like. I'm not trying to flip pizzas while I'm professionally wrestling. Okay.
Okay. Fair enough.
At least he can actually wrestle. I don't know much about Luigi Primo other than he just flips pizzas for a living. So
I've seen a couple of his matches on the Indies. He's not bad. He's not bad at performing besides just flipping the friggin' dough high, whatever.
Fair enough, I guess. So Garcia, he punched out Luigi Primo. He says that he's finally had enough. Jericho says that if Garcia makes the wrong decision, he will take him out. Then the American Dragon shows up. Bryan Danielson, he interrupts the entire segment. Bryan says that Jericho is trying to tell Garcia what he thinks that he should be, rather than telling him that, he can do whatever the hell he wants. Matt Menard then says that he should punch Danielson in the face right now. Bryan then challenges Menard to a match right now. And we have it.
You mean Magic Daddy? You mean Magic Daddy? You mean I know he called him Daddy Magic, whatever the fuck you call him, like Daddy Magic, Daddy Magic Daddy, whatever the fuck you want to call him, like
whatever way, right?
Right, like flip it around, don't matter. But I was gonna say about Jericho being Ring of Honor World Champion. I think the reason why they did that was because they're trying to get Punk out of the picture, considering he won all titles around all wrestle companies.
Yes,
and And that's why Jericho's Ring of Honor World Champion, so they can forget about Punk. That's why.
The only two people that have held like all those world championships that you were mentioning are CM Punk and Chris Jericho. But at first it was CM Punk. They got Jericho that so that it's not just Punk. They're legitimately trying to erase everything CM Punk out of AEW. And here's the thing. If they're already trying to erase CM Punk from the annals of AEW history, it's not the company's fault, and it's not the company's problem. It's CM Punk.
Yep.
It's CM Punk. If WWE and AEW, the two biggest major professional wrestling companies in the world, blacklisted Phil Brooks, that's not the company. That's not the company's fault.
Hey,
that is Brooks.
Blacklisted Phil again. Jeez. Oh wait, I forgot. You guys don't claim that Phil. I forgot. You guys
don't claim that Phil as my own, but yeah, it's a thing. But yeah, like if they're trying to blacklist CM Punk already after everything that happened, I don't blame them at all. I'm just saying that like that it's a bit of a problem, right? And it's not AEW's fault.
It is, but then also like at the same time, you gotta hear both sides of this situation. Obviously, like I know CM Punk is a little bit, but you also gotta look at the company side as well. Like you gotta see Punk's side. You gotta see the business point of view. You guys the emotion point of view and everything about the situation.
I mean, let's be real here too. As far as we are aware of, Punk is still only suspended. He hasn't been fired yet, so
yeah, he's still under contract. So you are correct. Yes.
Yeah, he hasn't been fired yet. But if they're already just trying to erase the guy from its history, you can kind of see where it's gonna go. You might see the writing on the wall. You might not. Who knows? But
writing on the wall.
He's on the shelf. He's on the shelf for 9 months anyway because he tore his goddamn tricep or something.
That was a broken ankle or something. That was an ankle or whatever the hell it.
He had the ankle. He had the ankle that had to have surgery before, but during the fight, with the Elite and everything like that, he tore like his tricep and everything. So
I'm working at my tricep. I was like, I'm already picturing what the scenario is looking like. I'm holding my tricep.
Yeah, no, like he tore it pretty bad, and yeah, like he's on the shelf for like 9 months anyway, so he'll have to serve it while injured.
Yep.
But we had the match. Bryan Danielson takes on Matt Menard, and this was a pretty dang good match for the time that it got. It got around 8 minutes, 9 minutes.
Oh yeah.
But Bryan getting the win, that's obviously a good thing.
It was obviously. Did you really think Matt was going to take a dub against Danielson? Obviously, I didn't think so.
Hell no. Hell no. But it was a good match for him. It definitely got a showcase for him.
Well, honestly, I was expecting around the ending for like somebody to attack Bryan and someone from the combat. Oh wait, there was. I'm lying. There was.
Yeah. So, we came back from commercial break as we saw Menard hitting a clothesline onto Bryan in the corner. Bryan then lands 3 running drop kicks to the face of Menard in the corner, doing those running drop kicks from corner to corner. Angelo Parker, who was outside, then hit a DDT on Bryan onto the outside before the referee could even see it. He was dealing with Matt Menard, so he was being distracted. Claudio Castagnoli, member of the Blackpool Combat Club, then he comes out, he runs around, and he hit a massive uppercut on Angelo Parker, took him out of his goddamn boots, so to speak. And then
that uppercut was clean. It was so clean.
And he just carries him out of there. Goes through the tunnel, and he's just
it's like a little kid. It's like you gotta pick up your little kid and take him back to your house or something. I'm like, bro.
So yeah, like he just carried him out of there. Absolutely perfect.
Phil, I can only imagine like that. I can imagine you getting into a fight and I have to pick you up from my shoulder and like literally walk you. I'm like, no, they ain't worth it. You're like, this ain't over.
So yeah, like he carried Angelo Parker out of there. Brian then hits a flying knee, so obviously the Busaiku knee. Now he now calls it in AEW. Then he locked in the label lock, and Menard taps out to secure the submission victory. About 9 minutes. This match was pretty dang good match, and we kind of just we gotta continue the storyline with Daniel Garcia. Daniel Garcia and his, organic rise of him as of late has been nothing short but phenomenal. I mean, the guy is an incredible in-ring performer. The guy is over as hell with the crowd.
Oh yeah,
There's no
he's a
doubt
wrestler.
in my mind that he's leaving the JAS to join the Blackpool Combat Club. There's no doubt in my mind.
I can see your point with that, but I know he's over with the crowd. But I have this feeling that this could be part of like the Jericho Creation Society's plan or something. I have a feeling. I have this feeling
That could
sometimes.
be a
Like
thing too, yeah.
that could be something there too. Like how they like, how they turn, how like the Inner Circle turn on MJF. I have that
Right.
feeling. I have those vibes a little bit. I could be wrong about this. If he does join the Blackpool Combat Club, great. That's phenomenal. If he's the one to take the title off of Jericho and have 2 championships on his side, I don't mind that at all either.
Now, I mean, I'm just thinking in my head about him possibly even joining with the whole Blackpool Combat Club. Think of the people that you got in that stable already. You got Bryan Danielson, you got John
Yep.
Moxley, you got Claudio, and you got Wheeler Yuta. Adding Daniel Garcia to the mix is honestly already going to make that an unstoppable force, and it already is now. The Blackpool Combat Club is nothing to shy at. like it's such a
No.
huge and great stable as it is. Adding Garcia, who is a true professional wrestler at the end of the day, the man's technical as all hell as well.
Oh yeah.
It just screams like perfection right there. It's
His
honestly
match.
one of the most built and well-rounded groups in professional wrestling that, as far as I can remember.
Yeah. His technical work is good. His phenomenal phenomenal how am I gonna put this? How do I put this? Like he's good in the ring. I hope he makes a good champion. But remind me like we have Danielson, Moxley, Claudio, and Garcia, correct?
Well, Wheeler Yuta.
Oh,
And
Wheeler
if
Yuta. Okay.
And if
I was gonna
Garcia
say,
joins, then yes, that's 5. But
yeah. So what? So like I said, I was that, but then I'm like, oh, that was probably just a one-time thing. I was like, well, what happened to Eddie Kingston again? And I was like, because I thought he was part
he
of
was just linked up with them for the Blood and Guts match. It wasn't like him
Yeah.
being a part of the group.
So it was just a one-time, kind of like a one thing only type of thing.
Yeah.
Saying it would have been more badass if you had him in the squad too, because you got Moxley and you got Kingston in there, and you got like some of the best technical wrestlers on your squad, and then you got Wheeler Yuta. Oh yeah,
You got those two as just brawlers, the other guys as just technicians, and Brian just being the pure wrestling athlete that he is. Like you got all in the mix of styles in there. So it's just.
That would have been fantastic if Eddie Kingston was part of the squad, but sadly he's not.
Like I said, it's just a very well-rounded group, and like you get all the mix of styles within that group, and it's a perfect thing to see.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of Wheeler Yuta, he comes out as we were supposed to be hearing from MJF at first, but Wheeler Yuta then just decides, yeah, nah, Chief, I'm coming out here.
He's like, fuck you, I'm talking.
So he says that he's been hit harder by better men than MJF. Yuta says that he's doing this all for Tony Schiavone, who has done way more in the world of professional wrestling than MJF will ever do. Yuta then says that MJF, he runs and hides behind a microphone, no less. But then MJF does come out. He does call Tony Schiavone a coward, MJF does, and he says that Yuta is one of the best wrestlers in the world. While he is one of the best wrestlers in the world, he says that we've been wrestling all over the place, but I'm just better. MJF says that he makes more money than everybody in the crowd,
Talk to
and
him.
and everyone watching at home. He said,
Facts.
and I freaking quote, and I want to bring this up perfectly here because this was just fantastically well said. He said, and
Let
I
it out.
quote, hold on, wait a second, where is it?
Just let it out, Phil, when you find it.
The
I'm
place
waiting.
that he's like, Philadelphia is the place that you live if you can't afford New York.
Oh
Like,
my
dude, the place you live if you can't afford New York. Like, bro, like, what?
God. What the
Dude,
fuck?
I freaking love it.
Shout out to Yo Love. I'm sorry. Shout out to the brother Love, but
Yes.
I'm sorry, but he's not lying. He's not lying.
So, Laf and I were actually texting during that, and he's like, nasty ass New York, big ass rats. I'm lucky I'm not living there. Like, but honestly, at that point, what he was saying and and everything, it's honestly true.
It's the guys the honest truth right there. Like,
New
and like
York
that.
is pretty nasty.
It is.
Philadelphia,
It's
Philadelphia's
Philly.
probably not all that much better, but either way, MJF saying that just brought it to the freaking top, bro.
You got two football teams that are mad enemies. So.
Well, yeah, very very true there.
Mm.
So he called everyone in the crowd. He says that he made more money than everybody in the crowd and anybody watching at home. Yuta says that he will leave MJF in a pool of his own blood on Broad Street. Austin and Colton Gunn, the Ass Boys, or just the Gun. I can't even really say the Gun Club now because they're just the Guns.
The Guns. You
The
just
Guns.
There you go.
You're just gonna have to do the Guns.
No club. Just got
no club.
The Guns.
No club. It's gonna be weird. They obviously a part of the firm, who is MJF's stable on retainer, and they say, MJF, you go to the back, we'll handle this here. They say that MJF is better than him, and he knows it. Next week, we have MJF and Yuta in Washington D.C. That's an official match booked for the show next week, and that's gonna be great.
Oh yeah,
I love Yuta. MJF is great in the ring. It's gonna be great right there.
Oh yeah.
But there's no doubt in my mind, and I think MJF is just gonna have that one in the bag. He has to win
that. He's gonna take that from him, and obviously MJF, like you said, the pop still, and they still boo them. This man's so natural with this. He knows how to control this crowd already. No matter what he says, these heelish things to the people. Yet they're cheering that. And like Jericho told him one time, he's gonna be a babyface whether he likes it or not. But he's gonna continue throwing shots at the people. I'm like, you're gonna. I was like, I actually agreed with it. I was like, I'm looking at my TV and I see him talking bad about Philly and New York, Philly, and then New York is better. I'm like, you are going to be a babyface whether you like it or not. Like he said, like you're downright going to be that. And Wheeler Yuta, great talent. Like I said, I can't wait for this match. And like I said, all I want is just him hitting him with the ring without the ref looking. There's
definitely going to be something. Like I think the firm are easily going to get involved in some way, shape, or form to get MJF that W. But either way, I think it's going to be great. And it honestly just, he brought up the fact of John Moxley, the AEW World Champion, and he has that poker chip that he can cash in whenever he wants. They're saying that whoever wins in Cincinnati they're they're basically wrestling just to lose because we know MJF has taken that championship.
He's
We
not
just
wrong.
know. So they're wrestling to lose to MJF, and that's just it. We know this
He's
by
not
now. So
wrong. He's not
yeah,
lying though, because
yeah,
that's pretty much what he's saying is true. Like you're winning a title and you're losing to me at full gear or whenever I want this to be cashed in. Like
yeah.
that's all you're gonna. That's all pretty much we're gonna be seeing.
You guys can wrestle for now, but just so you know, you're losing that title to me whether you like it or not. So
Yeah, and
yeah.
he's not lying about that, and he deserves it. Like you say, he deserves it so much.
Yes. Telling you guys right now, he was going to be champion one way or another, whether anybody liked it or not. The guy is going to be champion, and it's going to be one of the most memorable reigns in AEW's history. So just be prepared for that. It's going to be a great thing.
Oh, funny thing about it, he did extended his contract. Even though it's still expired in 2024, he did extend it a little bit. Unless 2023 comes around, they have a better negotiation and promise him a long world championship reign, which I would not mind either. I would not mind if he was a long, reigning AEW world champion as well. I wouldn't cherish that for the world.
Ain't either, man. Honestly, it should be him. It should be him. With the way that his work rate has been over the last, practically ever since AEW started.
Yeah.
If anybody's a homegrown talent in AEW, it's him.
Mm-hmm. John Moxley had his time. John Moxley had his time. Kenny had his time. Now it's time for MJF to rise up and have that world title reign for the longest. But I'm saying this right here. It will never. I say this to anybody. It will never be Bruno Sammartino. No one's ever going to beat that record. It's impossible.
That reign. That's
legendary.
That's unprecedented, man.
That's legendary status. That's That's impossible to do. 7 years being world champion. That's crazy.
That's unprecedented, and that'll never be duplicated or matched.
Nope.
Or just anything. But
nope.
But yeah. Speaking of the AEW World Champion, well, MJF, as you know, he was just gonna watch John Moxley be a terrible professional wrestler. That is what he said. Which is totally not the case, but it's MJF.
I can't with him sometimes. I can't with him.
He had a championship eliminator match with the one and only Juice Robinson. Now, Juice Robinson is fantastic. I want everybody to be aware of that right now. I remember this guy when he was a crazed environmentalist in CJ Parker back when he was in NXT. The man...
I'm looking back already. I'm thinking like this is like when pre Pac and Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens era, if I'm correct. I'm assuming, right? Okay.
Yeah. Now CJ Parker,
he got jacked.
I want to get this right because when he was a part of NXT, the guy he wasn't even really anything or at least doing anything for real, because he was in NXT from around 2012 to 2015. The guy didn't really do totally all that much. He was a crazy environmentalist. The guy didn't know what the heck was happening most of the time. He was just doing this whole thing. I'm like, bro, who is this guy? Then he leaves. He goes from the independent circuit, and then he just goes to New Japan. And it's legitimately a career resurgence the guy had.
I mean, the only thing memorable about him was when he had that one match with KO at the same night he turned on Sammy. And that's the only thing I remembered. And he fucked up his eyesight when he smacked him super hard in the freaking eyesight. And the match is good though. Actually, that match is actually not that bad. The match is pretty fire.
Yeah. So actually, speaking of that, when he so he had this whole massive losing streak. And then at NXT TakeOver Fatal 4-Way, Parker was squashed by Baron Corbin. He was squashed by Baron Corbin in not even 5 seconds, not even 30 seconds.
So
He then suffered a loss to Corbin and to Breeze in the following weeks, and then uh, he lost to a debuting Kevin Owens at Takeover R Evolution. That's probably the one that you're talking about.
Yep.
And then obviously during the whole thing, he got he legitimately broke Owens' nose with the palm strike.
That was his eye.
And
That was his
yeah,
eye. I saw blood in his eye.
it was his nose. It got all over his face.
Oh, okay.
So on the February 18th episode of NXT, Parker attempted to protest uh, due to him not appearing at NXT Takeover Rival. However, he then got attacked by Solomon Crow, and then that was just kind of the ending of his NXT run.
So pretty much, he was the original Kurt Hawkins losing streak. Pretty much.
Yeah. The man didn't do anything in NXT, and then he goes to New Japan and just kills it. Like,
but then he got into the Indies, like you said, and he got better. He did get into better shape, though. That man is jacked, though. I say that. But you were saying about Moxley in this match, so.
Yeah, so obviously Juice Robinson, he had an Eliminator match with the World Champion John Moxley. You guys know how these Eliminator matches work by now. If Juice Robinson got the win here tonight, he would have gotten an AEW World Title match the following week on AEW Dynamite. Now, the match was like around 10.5 minutes. It wasn't really too long, but that being said, Juice Robinson really held his own, and the guy is one of the best pro wrestlers out there right now. He was easily a great challenge for Moxley, but heading into this, I think we all knew John Moxley was going to win this thing.
Yeah.
The guy just won the championship on Dynamite last week at Grand Slam, so
Blood.
you're not going to have him lose too soon.
We saw blood to catch up. We saw the
5 minutes into the match, and there's already blood. But you know,
I thought it was gonna be blood towards. I thought it was gonna be blood towards Jacob. I thought he was gonna be bloody if I'm not correct, because that's what I was waiting for. And then pretty much and then obviously Hangman came and went face to face with him.
Yeah. I mean, listen, John bleeds in his matches. That's kind of what you just have to get used to now.
Get used to it. But it makes it more.
I don't like seeing blood every single week, but it's John, so he's just.
I'm used to it because I grew up watching the Ruthless Aggression era. I'm used to it, so that's me. So.
I know and I get that, but like let's not bleed every single week. Like it's not. First of all,
Ric Flair bleed. I've seen Ric Flair bleed in his matches multiple times throughout my childhood years, so. It's okay. Yeah, you're already going through the experience already with this whole blood in the match every single day.
It's just not safe, man. Like you're just busting yourself open every single week. Like, come on, bro. You're losing a lot of blood in these matches, bro. You don't have that much to give. Right?
What are you saying? You think he's gonna die or something? You think he's probably gonna die in the ring or something for someone?
No, but like if the man continues to work every single week, the guy does not take a freaking break to save his life, and
he busts his ass. That's what it is.
But we come back from commercial break as we see Juice landing a series of headbutts onto Moxley on the outside. Juice then hits a powerbomb on Moxley to secure a very close near fall. Moxley then lands a series of big boots to the face of Juice, and then Moxley locks in a Yoji Gatame cross-arm breaker, and Juice immediately taps out, causing the submission victory in about 10.5 minutes. After the match, Hangman Adam Page, Mr. Cowboy shit himself, he makes his entrance. Both men are, just staring down at one another. Because in 2 weeks, I believe, in Cincinnati, Ohio,
3 hours,
in John Moxley's hometown, we have the AEW World Championship on the line, and it'll be Hangman versus John Moxley. I love it.
3 hours from me. 3 hours.
I love it, but again, do we expect Hangman to win this championship? No, I don't. That's the thing when it comes to all of this, man. Like, you can have all these championship matches and all these great matches you want, But we know John Moxley's not losing that championship like 3 weeks into his reign. Like,
Moxley's not losing that championship till Full Gear or whenever MJF damn well pleases to cash in that check or whatever that.
thank you. Like we know it's not happening. We know he's not losing that title. So it's gonna be a great match. Don't get me wrong. It's just the reasons of why it's happening when I think we all know what it's going to do.
Yep.
That being said, speaking of MJF, he says that he might cash in that chip and win the World Championship before they even reach Cincinnati, Ohio. Wheeler Yuta then appears behind MJF in that in the box, and he just goes to fucking town, bro. He lands a series of punches. They're like diving into the crowd, like the security guards and everything like that. They're trying to pull them apart. Bro, everything was just breaking down during all that. Like, it was insane.
Oh yeah, it was insane. I was expecting a brawl, considering that they never really fight. They didn't fight during the face-off, kinda. And I was expecting, like, so is Wheeler? See, he says, "I'm gonna be in the box office." I'm like, that's not gonna stop Wheeler from coming to kick your ass. That's not gonna stop him. Like,
Has even thought at one point that the actual fans in Philadelphia were kicking MJF's ass because apparently just Philadelphia just does not like MJF. But I'm like, bro, we're not gonna have fans attacking a superstar. Like, that's not happening. It's obviously Wheeler.
Well, funny thing about it is that I feel like those people were probably like, "Was it worth it being MJF around you were sitting?" And they'll probably be like, "Yes, absolutely." You know, when a wrestler, if they fight around you and you'd be like, "Yeah, this is the best seat in the house right here. I'm glad I got this one right here." Like,
Grand Slam, when I was there last week, I mean, the press box and everything like that, where he was and all that, like, it was like maybe like 2
I was gonna say, how close were you?
away. It was like 2-3 sections away from the actual place where he was sitting.
You could have knocked on his door. You could have met him.
Bro, trust me.
Damn it, Phil. Damn it, Phil. You should have just knocked on the door and just said, "Hey, I want to be." He's
sitting there with his chip, bro. I am not like, listen, I do not want to get on the bad side of MJF. Otherwise, he's gonna call me a fucking bastard or whatever the heck he's doing. He's just like,
oh my god. Well, eventually one day, all pretty much everybody that's part of this group is gonna meet that man, and pretty much it's gonna be great. And also, we're gonna make sure he shouts out.
He's gonna call us all pricks.
Except for Megan, I feel like he's not gonna. He's gonna call us all pricks. He's like, "All right, I don't know if you're stupid, blonde, or dumb, or whatever, but go subscribe to Outside the Brand." And it pretty much tells us, "All right, now that we're done."
If you're blind, dumb, stupid, or in this case, poor, my name is MJF, and you need to watch Outside the Brand.
And then he's like, "Okay, well, yeah." Pretty much, he's like, "All right, we're done. Can you guys fuck off now? Can you guys go away?" Like, that's pretty much it.
Fuck off. Go. Yeah. Home, you know, all your dad should have worn a condom or something like that, because you're all a waste of space. He
Damn, that's something he would say. That is something he would say.
He would definitely say that. Like, oh yeah, did you know that your father and your mother made a mistake like 22 years ago?
Right. Son of a bitch! I was like, I downright like, sorry if they're watching. I'll be like, yeah, I know. Trust me, I believe. I trust you. I believe it too.
Man. So it was a good match for Juice. Obviously, Juice, he just got introduced to AEW. Now I learned this on the commentary side of things today. Now Juice Robinson's a free agent. Now, here's the thing. I know AEW has a ton of talent, and they got a ton of talent to deal with already. But I'm telling you right now, if Tony Khan were to sign Juice Robinson,
it's gonna be in the mix.
I'm not gonna be mad at that, because here's the thing: Juice Robinson has that audience that not only AEW wants, but AEW needs. He would bring that type of audience to AEW.
Yeah.
And I'm
scared he's gonna be stuck into the mix, though. I'm scared he's gonna be like stuck in catering with everybody else. Like,
that's the downside of everything too. Like, yeah, sure, Juice Robinson can bring that audience that AEW wants and honestly needs, but you need to use him.
Mm-hmm.
You need to use a lot of people. But yeah, like
I
you
mean,
would need to use him.
go to Impact. I mean, Impact needs talent, man. Like, well, we don't talk about it as much, but like they need some talent. Like,
They've been honestly killing it as of late too.
So they need some more. They need some more because I feel like they will treat them like royalty. Like they said that, like every time when we think of wrestling companies, we're thinking of New Japan, AEW, WWE. I'm like, we don't talk about Impact as much because like it's people don't really watch it anymore. You know.
But here's the thing, so it's not even really all that accessible either. Yeah, you have it's on Access TV, but not everybody has that channel.
True, you're right. You're right about that.
And it's like it's not that people just don't acknowledge or appreciate what Impact is doing. It's that a lot of people just can't watch it because you don't get the channel. I don't have it. I can't get the channel.
Want the Paramount channel? That's what Spike TV used to be. Actually, Actually.
Yes. We'll continue things in just a little second, but I do want to answer Marquise's question real quick. WWE and AEW in 15 years, bro. That's way too hard. It's way too hard to tell.
15. I'll be like in my 40s in 15 years or something like that. I'll be like in my 40s. I'll probably be on the road already. I'll be a wrestler already by the time I'm 15 years. Actually,
it's honestly way too hard to tell what WWE and AEW are going to be looking like in 15 years. I can't even think of what they're going to be in the next 5 years, let alone 15. Like,
Papa H
they're going to be perfectly fine, and obviously Triple H, he's doing his thing.
Papa H got it under control. He's fine. Tony Khan needs
I'm hoping AEW lasts 15 years. If it lasts 15 years, then obviously they already did their job of making an alternative.
Bill, can I say it? Can I say it for? Can I say it again? Can I say it again? And he's like, I said he's still under that loop of I'm serious. I'm not gonna sit back and take this fucking shit.
Right? Yeah. Listen, if it lasts 15 years, I think we're all just gonna be happy that it did. Now 5 years. 5 years is a little bit different. I think we're just gonna, continuing to get the same stuff that we are continuing to get. Obviously AEW is getting a lot better, and they'll continue to get a lot better as the years go on. Triple H, he's only been in charge for like a few months, and the guy's already improving the company tenfold.
Yep.
The companies are gonna get better, and they've already gotten a lot better since, the whole regimes have changed. It's just going to be great professional wrestling and, just more great things to come. Like that's really all I can say, because honestly, at this point, we don't know what could happen in 5 years. So,
AEW, give that time. It's just going through a roller coaster. Yeah. It's just going up and down, up and down, up and down, pretty much. So just give that one time,
WWE, their future's bright no matter how you look at it. So either way, you're looking at a pretty dang good future.
Yep. No matter what, I'm gonna say this right here, and this is just straight up facts. No matter what, WWE will be by far, hands down, the best wrestling company in all professional wrestling history. Without WWE, there wouldn't be any of these wrestling companies, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, except for Japan and AAA.
Right.
Except for those three. Except for those two.
Those are practically startups, and then they grew to what the hell they were. Or what they are now, I should say. And yeah, obviously AEW is a startup too, but look how much it's already grown in the last 3 years and 4 years coming up.
Yep.
You start off from something small, and you're getting it to right now. Like, listen, man, we're winning in 2022 for professional wrestling. That's all that matters.
That's all I love about that. That's what I love. I see it all the time. They're like, "How do you feel about professional wrestling today?" I'm like, I'm loving it. Actually, I'm loving it. It's getting better day by day, and also we got viewers that haven't watched wrestling in a long time get back into wrestling. Actually,
coming back into it, yes. Yes.
we got a lot of viewers coming back, and then like we're bringing people back, and then obviously, actually, you know what? He watched it here and there. My brother got back into it just a little, not a whole lot, but just a little. And he's like, who are all these guys again? And I had to reintroduce who's who and everything. So, so yeah, wrestling's getting better, and I love this.
Yeah. Now, going from just professional wrestling to a revolution, Saraya, she makes her technically just she made her debut last week on AEW Dynamite's Grand Slam, and it was a shocking.
What was that like, Phil?
Dude,
what was that like?
That arena was deafening once you saw Saraya. We heard Zombified as the music was playing, and the name Saraya didn't show up for a little bit, but once we saw the name Saraya and we kind of connected the dots on like who the heck that is going to be, bro, that crowd erupted. I don't know how it sounded on TV, but
who were you expecting?
Loud.
Who were you expecting if it wasn't her?
Honestly, I didn't know. Like, I was just trying to figure out, like, what the heck is happening? And then all of a sudden, I just see Saraya, and I'm like, oh, shit! I don't know how it sounded on TV, though. How did it sound on TV? Was the crowd as loud as I think it was?
It was all right. It was the TV sound was okay. Like, but you guys went all out. I'm saying, but I saw some live reactions. You guys went crazy.
Dude, it was so
TV,
loud.
The TV was it's different when you're there, and then once you see it at home, like I said.
Yeah, it was definitely loud in that arena for sure. But man, like once we all connected the dots and figured out who the heck it was was just an amazing sight to see. So she made her entrance, and first of all, I have to say this: Zombified, that theme for Saraya,
perfect.
Exactly. Just it's just a perfect theme for her, and it makes it. I don't know how you got the rights for that, Toni, but good shit, my man. Good stuff. That was so good.
Just fucking kiss. And yeah, nothing about it. I know you just send the contracts. He didn't tell you a damn thing. That's the thing.
He did not tell me that Zombified was going to be her theme, man.
You need to talk to him about these return. You need to talk about who's coming and who's not. Like I know you just send the contracts,
Listen,
but
man, I do the contracts. He's the one that actually gets these people. I'm just like, here, like I'll get you your 3-year deal, because I do want to announce that Saraya is signed to a 3-year deal. It's not a 5-year deal like everybody thought it was at first. It was 3. Now the contract that apparently she signed and everything like that, it looks like she is going to be wrestling in some capacity. Now, we don't know for sure if she's totally cleared yet. But to me, her being cleared or her just not being cleared, to me, that doesn't matter right now. It doesn't matter to me.
So she's getting the Sting treatment, pretty much.
Honestly, that's what I'm thinking, because I want her. First of all, I think we all just want her to be happy and healthy at the end of the day.
I'm just scared for her. Because after I saw her neck injury, I'm kind of afraid of that. Kind of like how we were all terrified for Edge coming back in this ring, pretty much. Like,
right.
I just don't. I'm just terrified. I'm just terrified.
So, I mean, when I was live tweeting during the show and everything like that, somebody replied to me, and that they're saying that during the whole injury history and everything of Saraya, she would only want to wrestle when it comes to a possible right situation. She only wants to wrestle if it's if it just feels right, and they could possibly just be using her sparingly, for pay-per-views or just special events for Dynamite and stuff like that. And I'm like, that's perfect. I'm fine with that.
Like Paul White. Well,
yeah. So I'm like, you know what though? Honestly, I'm perfectly fine with that, because We want Saraya to be happy and healthy at the end of the
Yes.
day.
Yes.
And the thing is, when it comes to her wanting to bring change to this division, wrestling isn't the only way that she could do that. Wrestling isn't the only thing that she has to do to create change for this division. Just being back there, having somebody as an ear to talk to, getting a great mind like Paige in that locker room, that helps the division. It
Oh yeah.
helps the division grow, and honestly, it gets them a veteran in that locker room that has been there, done that, and knows what she's doing.
Oh yeah. Oh, most definitely. I like you said, she's not. We're not. It's not confirmed that she's cleared. But if she wants to wrestle, that's fine. But if she's not clear and they tell her no, you can't do it, I was like, okay, let her be a screen manager. Let her be an on-screen manager. Then I think she'll be great. I think she'll be fantastic. Or be like what Mark Henry does. Interview them for not for Rampage, but like for the women's like women interviewers. I know Tony Giovanni's a good job doing the interviews, but we could do one for the women.
Madison Rain's a coach. I mean, she wrestles here and there, but she's a coach for that division.
Yeah,
you can do that exact same thing for Paige.
You
can have her be a coach, but you can have her wrestling sparingly and everything like that. But mainly be there for the women of AEW and just to give them an ear to talk to.
I had a little bit of a scenario, Phil. I know it's never say never though. So let's say Saraya says a little something to Britt about, I didn't even see me come out all by myself, but letting you know, sweetheart, I'm not here by myself alone. And obviously she brings out AJ. That'd be another fucking banger.
That would be crazy, dude.
That'd be a fucking banger, and that'd be another save for the women's division. I know, don't play with you like that.
Don't play with me like that, man.
I know, don't play with your emotions like that. I know, but like, just imagine she asked Toni to get a hold of her.
Fantastic, bro. Because listen, and I was talking with people and saying they were saying that honestly AJ is really the whole start of the revolution and everything like that. I'm like, listen, yes, AJ was a huge part of that. Don't get me wrong.
And Paige.
But it's her and Saraya. Those two were really the start of it. It's not just one woman that got into it.
Brings her with her. She brings her back to do it and starts the AEW women's division and gets all the women's division to start performing out that, bro. I guarantee you. I know I like I said, I know don't play with you like that when it comes to AJ, but just imagine that happens. Like that could be a full gear surprise right there. Actually, that could be a full gear return right there.
Oh yeah. Now, here's the thing, and I do kind of want to pump the brakes on this a little bit too, because I understand she's here. She wants to make a change for the division. That's great, but I don't want Tony Khan to just rely on the name value that Saraya has alone.
Right.
She's here to make a change. That's right, and that's great, and that's perfectly fine. But now that you have her, let these other people go out there. Let these other women go out there and do what they were meant to do, and that is wrestle. We're not trying to just just say, oh yeah, Saraya is here, that's it, like the women's division is going to be better now, and not do anything about it. Make it happen. Don't just rely on her name value. Because if you do, then you're just looking at yourself as a lazy booker that doesn't know what the hell they're doing.
Yep. Pretty much.
So, there we go. I want that to be known. Don't rely on the name value. Let's get it going.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously she's a huge asset. That's not anything to scoff at. But we gotta do more with this division.
Mm-hmm.
Paige could be the start of that, but it's gotta grow to something more.
Oh yeah.
That being said,
most definitely.
That being said, Tony Khan is easily grooming for a feud between Britt Baker and Saraya.
That's gonna be fucking phenomenal.
That match is obviously going to happen. Like, that's probably one of the few matches that I, I mean, let's be real. Britt Baker's even said it herself that she's wanted to work with Paige. So, I mean, they're obviously getting that right off the bat, and we could possibly be seeing that at Full Gear, which is
Mm-hmm.
great. Let's just see where it goes, though. But I have to say, if we have to get through Jamie Hayter to start all of that, Jamie Hayter versus Paige, give it to me. Or Saraya. I should say
Jamie Hayter's
Saraya
actually
now.
it's right. It's hard to say. It's hard to say without saying Paige, right? You're just gonna have to get used to it, you know. Like just
And
to,
that's
like,
her real name too, and it's her real name, Saraya. So like we gotta
yeah,
get that
Saraya.
going.
I think they want her. I think she wants us to call her Saraya or Saraya. Either of those two.
It's Saraya. She said it on commentary. It's Aya, not Aya. But
Hey,
yeah,
okay. So we call. So I was right. So we call her Saraya. So I was like,
yeah.
okay. I don't want to miss. I don't want to mispronounce your name. You know. That's why. I've been calling you Paige for years.
He was having fun with Paige on I said it again. He was having fun with Saraya on commentary too. He's like, "Oh yeah, well I tried to tweet you, but you never retweet back or something like that." And like they were just having fun on commentary.
She'd be a good commentator. Actually, she would actually be a good commentator if they allowed.
She would be she would be great.
Yeah.
Kind of like the whole Samoa Joe thing when Samoa Joe had to step away to be commentary.
Yeah.
So good. Going into what she said, she says that she may be damaged, but she is not broken. She says that she is the revolution, and she will cause change in this division. Saraya then says that this is her house now. Let's go.
Yeah.
And she then introduces the AEW Women's Division. Now she said, she said like you can give me all the time cues that you want and everything like that, but I'm gonna leave when I want to. She then says to bring out the AEW Women's Division. It was Willow Nightingale, Madison Rain, Ember Moon, or
Athena.
Athena. She's been here for a while. I should not be making that mistake. Toni Storm, and there was one other, but yeah, like they had all those those women out there, and she said bring out the entire women's division. When I saw 5 people come out, I'm like, yeah, no, that's not the entire women's division. I'm like, what the heck is going on there?
Britt was going to be the heel around it. Like, you knew it was going to happen. Well, one thing you're missing is Thunder Rosa. That's it. That's just the one thing that you're missing. That's another thing you're missing.
So, I mean, once I saw only 5 people come out, I'm like, yeah, that's not the entire division, but I think I know where we're going with this.
Yep.
So she introduces all of them. She wanted to start out with Toni Storm, but then all of a sudden, Britt Baker, she comes out, and her crew is interrupting them. They got obviously Rebel, Jamie Hayter, and Penelope Ford. For some reason, Penelope Ford was with them, and she says that her neck is strong enough to handle the weight of the women's division, unlike Saraya's, obviously, poking fun at the neck injury that Paige sustained. During the whole thing.
You knew she was going to say something you knew she was going to say something that would antagonize her. Like, come on now. You knew something was going to happen. You knew Britt was going to say something. I said Britt's good. Britt's gone, man. Love her.
Yeah. So, Britt says that she respects Toni, but she can't keep herself away from the problematic women in this division. Saraya then announces that, yeah, sure, we're going to have this championship on the line, but Tony Khan, a boss that actually listens to me, that was a little dig, but, I mean, listen, I'll let it slide.
Was that towards Vince? It was I hope she knows that Papa H is in control. Like I hope she knows that.
She probably does know that, but I mean, hell, listen, I'll let that dig slide because that.
Oh yeah.
That was totally warranted. Like I know people are gonna be like, oh no, she's gonna fall into that loop, but that one was totally warranted because nobody listened to her at all when she was
No,
there. So
she's really creative too. She has really creative ideas too. Like she's
yes,
awesome.
yes, like I just wanted some stuff from her to get out there, and then nothing. But she said that a boss that actually listens to me actually made it official, and that this match for the championship between Toni Storm and Serena Deeb is now a lumberjack match. Now, this is the first lumberjack match in the company's history, and I mean, I listen. You want to change, and that's obviously a right change right there. I mean, it's the first match for them in its history. Um, Obviously, Toni Storm was going to run this thing, but we're starting somewhere, right? I mean, I guess. Um, Saraya was on commentary during the whole thing. It was great just hearing her voice, and the match was not bad. 11 minutes. I'm telling you, right now, like 11 minutes might not seem long, but it's been a lot longer than what we've been seeing. Baby steps. Baby steps. That's what I'm looking for right now.
Mm-hmm. I think we've been asking for that for the last 3 years with this company. I think we've been asking for that with this women's division. So,
And listen, I'm telling you right now, man, this division rivals Raw. It rivals SmackDown. It has the talent that can rival it. You just got to give them time.
yep.
That's all.
Yep.
That's all.
Pretty much.
So I mean, listen, Toni, you got the division. Make it happen.
Yep. When's let me if I'm correct, what happened to Ruby? Is she injured? If I'm correct.
No, she just wasn't used in this for some reason. I really wish she was. She's fine.
Okay,
But
I was wondering. I was like, I that was another thing that was missing. I was like, where's Ruby Soho at? I was like, I was just a little concerned.
If anything, I wanted Toni, Ruby, Athena, and you could have had Willow Nightingale just to get like a little rub because she was a Ring of Honor talent.
And I also was surprised that there was no Ty Conti down there and freaking Penelope either. And then obviously Jake Hargo has no time for that because that's the TBS champion right there. Come on now, come on.
I was actually very shocked that Jay didn't even make an appearance on the show tonight.
Me too.
What the hell?
Me too. I was really bummed out. I actually enjoyed Jade. I do enjoy the action.
To be completely honest, though, she might have been one of the casualties of the whole hurricane situation. So I'm like, honestly, that's honest. Listen, you don't need to risk yourself. Stay there. But yeah. So the match is good though. About 11 minutes. We came back from commercial break as we saw Toni hit a drop kick on Serena. Toni then hits the diving crossbody from the top rope onto Serena to secure a close near fall. Toni then hit the Storm Zero on Serena to secure another near fall. She then hit a pile driver from the second rope for the win.
Yeah.
What the hell? We would not have seen that last week.
I like job, and that's it. That's it. That's how you do.
We would not have seen a pile driver from the second rope like 2 weeks ago before Saraya even came here.
Nope. Match was how can I put this respectfully?
It did what it needed to do.
Okay. I'll take that. It did what it needed to do. It did its best. Like it wasn't bad. It wasn't good. It was just like mediocre. It was okay.
Like I said, baby steps, man. We're gonna try to get this thing going, and if Saraya is gonna be the catalyst to get this division up in higher gear.
Yep. But like I said about the women's division, no one complained about it. I'm just waiting for it to be better. That's it. No complaints. It is what it is. It's
Ricky Starks. He squashed a guy named Eli Isom in like 50
Who is that?
seconds.
Who is that?
Some guy from AEW Dark. Ricky Starks beat him in like 50 seconds, so it wasn't anything too big.
What are they doing to my guy Ricky? What are they doing to my guy Ricky? Putting up with these bums? Like why? Like what? Like
Ricky hit a spear right off the bat, and then hit the Rochambeau, and that's it. That's it.
Ricky should have like hit should have went on against Dante Martin or something. Like what the fuck? Like that's some bullshit. Like
I don't know what that was. To be completely fair with you, I'm like Ricky deserves better than that, but I guess he just wanted to be on the show, so
yeah.
they're like fine.
Ever since he lost to Hook, you know, I love Hook, but he hasn't been the same. Come on, man.
I would say since he lost to Hobbs in 4 minutes, but yeah, I mean that was a little bit weird. But I mean, I knew Hobbs was winning that match. Not a lot of people did.
Yeah, that's true. Let me ask you this: you think Ricky Starks is the one to take that title off of Wardlow, or absolutely not?
I would love that, but you gotta build to something like that, right? And the thing is, like, they're both baby faces. So
that means one of them's got to go heel you, pretty much.
I mean, Ricky Starks just turned babyface, so that's obviously out of the question of him turning back into a heel. But Wardlow, whether I think he's kind of in that same kind of category of like whether he's a babyface or a heel, the guy's just going to get
cheered.
Yeah, like
Adam Cole.
He's just that damn good, you know. So
kind of like Adam Cole, like no matter what, heel or not heel, he's gonna be loved no matter what.
Yeah. But either way, Ricky Starks, he picked up the win. Honestly, it's just a good showcase for the kid. They're trying to get him on TV as much as possible because he is one of the future pieces. There you go, you got that.
Yeah. So is Powerhouse Hobbs too. Like I feel like this feud's not over yet. Him and Hobbs.
Not at all. You know what? No, actually, when we saw the Lights Out match that happened on that Rampage.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm actually thinking that is it.
Really?
I don't think Powerhouse and Ricky are going to be having some type of involvement anymore, mainly because of that Lights Out match. The way that Lights Out match went, and Ricky Starks getting the win over Powerhouse. They obviously They obviously did the right of having him win. It did not affect Hobbs' record in any way.
No.
I think we're done. I think Ricky Starks deserves a lot more than that right now.
I just hope this man doesn't go to dark. Just to go to AEW Dark after this whole scenario. That's impossible.
I agree with you there, but I think that's physically impossible with the way that the crowd's been gravitating towards him as of late. So
right.
If he does, it's criminally a shame that Tony Khan would even allow that to happen.
I was just gonna say that Tony Khan's a little bit of a hypocrite, putting him in the dark.
Right. Yeah. So listen, I think that would be criminally insane of Tony Khan to even think of doing that to Ricky or even Powerhouse for that matter. So
oh my God, if he does that to Powerhouse Hobbs, I'd be mad. I'd be pissed, bro. Like
keep them relevant as much as possible without having them to fight like 15,000 times.
You know what? Powerhouse Hobbs is the one that's going to beat Wardlow. Actually, as much as I think about it,
that's something I like. That's something I really like.
As much as I'm thinking about that, since we're talking about Hobbs very much, I was like, you know what? He's the one that's going to beat Wardlow. Pause warning. Yep, it's going to be meat versus meat. Pause.
Listen, man. Listen. Like Big E says, it's just two big men slapping meat.
Pause.
It's just. Listen. He doesn't say pause, so why should I?
What? Excuse me, sir. What?
I know.
Yeah, that's why I said pause warning. That's why I said pause warning. Like this ain't me.
It's just two big meaty men slapping me. It's just the guys. Like it's the guys doing what the guys do. I don't know.
I'm like, yo, chill. I'm like, yo, eat, chill, bro. Like, no. Yeah, I miss the New Day's
Biggie
podcast,
has
man.
no filter, bro. I love it.
He don't. He really don't. Imagine we got him on here. Just imagine we had enough time to have him on the pod, on the pod, and he has no filter whatsoever. Like, and also we gotta make sure we don't drop f bombs because we don't want to cost him his job. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be sure we don't do that.
Yeah, nah. Main event time though. We had the main event, Ring of Honor World Championship on the line. Chris Jericho defending against Bandito. Now Bandito heading into Philadelphia, he never lost he never lost a championship match in that city. So
Sadly,
that you have to, just take into account. Now, this match was 18 minutes, 18 and a half minutes. This was given time.
it was good. Good timing. It was really good timing.
I love it, man. And Chris Jericho, the Ring of Jericho,
the GOAT. Everything you can say about the man. He's Jericho. He's the GOAT. He's the Autogo. He's the Wizard. He's everything. He's Lionheart. You can name it. You can name it. He's the Paint Maker. Name anything that Jericho is. He's the greatest of all time in this generation or of all time in the books. No matter what.
There you go, man. They had a Ring of Honor announcer do the whole thing for them. Like one of the Ring of Honor commentators were in the booth with Toni and all of them as well. So like it was just a very, very good, well-rounded thing for Ring of Honor. I don't care much for the Ring of Honor championships being defended on AEW, mainly because I kind of just want them to have a television show already.
I think that's how I think that's why Jericho's champion. They're gonna help.
Yeah.
He's trying to help him get a TV deal.
Yeah.
So.
And it's gonna work. Like at least somebody will pick up Ring of Honor.
Mm-hmm.
It's just gonna have to take some time, and it's been
TNT
taking a little while.
No, they have Rampage. I was gonna say TNT could pick them up or something like.
It's just something. Like
Yeah.
Ring of Honor deserves to be.
Don't be Disney. Just don't be Disney.
Oh, God no, dear God no.
Just don't be Disney. Choreographic. Just got Disney Channel and you have sound effects during the segments that they have. Oh my God!
Listen, you know like those like little commercials where it's like, and you're watching Disney Channel. And,
yes.
John,
you got you got MJF. You got MJF saying you're watching Disney Channel or whatever. That'd be fucking funny.
My name is Claudio Castagnoli, and you're watching Disney Channel. Just
that'd be fucking funny though. That'd be fucking funny. But they are in the mix of the Peacock deal, so you're good. You're good. So you're fine.
Like listen, I freaking like Ring of Honor will have its time for a TV deal. Obviously Jericho's a champion for a reason. Like I said earlier, the thing is, I was very shocked when Jericho won that championship. But after everything that we saw tonight with him, having this great match with Bandito, having that great segment with Garcia, Danielson, and practically everybody that was involved in that, Jericho being the Ring of Honor champion is going to be great. It's going to be a great thing for business, for the Ring of Honor side, and honestly, just for Jericho, brand as itself.
Yeah. Jericho is I'm gonna say this right here. Jericho is not a bad world champion at all. He's phenomenal. He brings relevancy in a championship, no matter what title he has around his waist or his shoulder, whatever you put it on.
Now, do I feel bad for Claudio? Yeah, I do. I mean, the man, he didn't even really. I shouldn't say that. He got a lot of opportunity with that championship around his waist as he was defending it a lot. But I mean, the fact that they saw more in Jericho than they saw in Claudio at the end of the day to try to get a TV deal, and that's what it really practically all comes down to, that TV deal.
Yep, he could get his rematch though, Claudio. He could get his rematch against Jericho. Once they get that TV deal.
Yeah. And honestly, I think that's well deserved because Claudio, he held that for a while. He held that ever since Supercard of Honor, and he deserves at least something of recognition. So, honestly, I'd be totally down for that. On the season premiere of Ring of Honor, as a TV deal, first main event, Jericho, Claudio, get that world title on the line.
Mhm.
He doesn't have to win the championship. I'm not saying that Claudio has to win it back. I'm just saying, at least give the man at least some kind of credit for what he did since
Please.
holding. Um, just come to think of it, though, I do want to look up championship real quick, just to, just to see how long Claudio's reign was.
It's not longer than Jonathan Gresham, if I'm correct.
No, it definitely wasn't. But I do want to see how long the man held the title. So let me. It just looks so weird seeing Jericho as Ring of Honor champion, but it's so cool.
But yeah, it's so fucking cool because he's world championship in all wrestling promotion except for Impact Wrestling. That's it. That's the only championship that he hasn't won.
You think he could ever get to there?
Imagine though, I you know what? Never say never, because he was before around 2016 or whatever, when his contract was around 2017 around there, his contract with his brother Don Callis was actually in contact with him to come to Impact, actually. So
yeah,
before AEW was a thing.
Claudio held it for he held it for 60 days, so not like basically 2 months.
Not bad for a reign, actually.
I mean, Jonathan Gresham, he held that thing for 224 days in his last reign at Final Battle.
Who's the longest reign?
The longest reign?
Yeah.
Here, actually, 200.
I know Adam Cole was
okay, Rouge held it for 498.
Rouge! Yes!
Rouge.
Yes! Or Nate likes to call him Santos for disrespect. The disrespect, obviously. I don't know why.
Nigel McGuinness, the 10th Ring of Honor champion in history, held it for 545 days. Freaking Nigel McGuinness, I love that. No, wait a second. Hold on. Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe's the longest reigning Ring of Honor champion at 645 days.
Yeah, there's Joe. That's Joe. I love Joe.
He won it at Night of Champions on March 22nd, 2003, and lost it to Austin Aries on December 26th, 2004.
That was a good match. Go watch that match, Phil. That match was great. That match, him and Austin Aries in Ring of Honor, was phenomenal. Go watch that match.
Austin Aries and Samoa Joe in Final Battle. That has to be insane, dude. Holy crap.
Okay, was it Adam Cole Ring of Honor World Champion, if I'm correct?
Yes, at one point he was champion. Let me take a look. Adam Cole, he won the vacated championship at Death Before Dishonor 11 and Death 13.
Against who?
Death Before Dishonor 13. Let's see that match. Michael Elgin.
Oh, yeah. I think I remember. Oh, yeah.
It was the finals in the Ring of Honor World Championship tournament at the time.
Ooh. I like that.
I want to read that tournament for a second because, listen, we'll get to the main event in just a second, but just check out the names in this tournament. Mark Briscoe and Adam Cole in the first round.
It's fucking phenomenal.
Looks fantastic. That just looks fantastic. Jay Lethal and Sanjay Dutt, that's actually pretty hilarious considering they're a part of the same stable now.
Right? I was like...
that's crazy. Tommaso Ciampa and Silas Young. Okay,
Silas Young is a good performer, dude.
Yes.
He is a fucking great talent, dude.
I love Silas. And Tommaso freaking Ciampa, bro. Holy crap.
Oh my god. Yeah, Tommaso Ciampa's Ring of Honor one was pretty good, too. He was awesome.
Yeah. Mike Bennett. And
obviously.
BJ Whitmer.
BJ's
Whitmer.
good.
Oh my god, yeah.
He's good.
Christ.
He's great.
I freaking love that.
Carl
Anderson. Yeah.
Carl Anderson. Yeah, the Good Brothers.
And ACH. ACH is good, I hear. He's
I need to see his match. I need to see his matches. I haven't seen that yet.
Paul London and Michael Elgin. All right, okay,
Ooh,
okay.
okay. Michael Elliott's great. Is great too. I love him.
Matt Taven and Roderick Strong. Okay, well, I know Roderick Strong's Ring of
Matt
Honor.
Taven is underrated, dude. Like he does
Yeah,
not get enough love.
I love Matt Taven. Matt Taven's so good. And then the final first round match was Brian Kendrick and obviously Kevin Steen. All right,
Kevin
yeah,
Steen,
yeah,
kill Steen, kill. Yeah.
yeah. The final four were Adam Cole, Tommaso Ciampa, Michael Elgin, and Kevin Steen. And obviously the finals was Adam Cole and Michael Elgin. Dude,
Michael
this
Elliott, like I
was
said, Michael Elliott's a good talent, and he's phenomenal. And like I said, but back to Matt Taven, he's
yeah,
so underrated, dude. He does not get enough love or appreciation as much. He really
yeah.
don't.
The guy is so good, man. I
No,
freaking love it.
but they got he's with Mike Bennett in that faction in Impact actually.
It was it's Honor No More, right? Yeah,
Yep. Yep.
he's a part of Honor No More. Yeah,
Yep.
with obviously Mike Bennett, Maria, Vincent, Eddie
Eddie Edwards.
Edwards, Rich Swann, Willie Mack.
Yep.
Like practically everybody, man. Like
And they had
it's
a feud with
insane.
Bullet Club was a phenomenal feud. They had freaking Jay White. They had Chris Bay, Austin Ace. I hate to say this, I'm not interested in that.
I like Austin Ace. I like the guy.
I'm not saying he's a good wrestler. It's just I'm not interested in him. Like
Yeah.
he's a good talent. It's just I'm not interested.
Yeah. That entire tournament just sounds insane, and I love that. But you know that happened
You need to have
years
a Ring of Honor.
ago.
They need to have a Ring of Honor like app or something to watch all the matches. Like they need to have something.
I mean, they have Honor Club, but I'll tell you right now, Honor Club. First of all, I would love to say it's like the WWE Network, but that thing crashes so goddamn much. It's like Peacock at that point. Like you
Damn.
honestly can't even watch it. I love that Tony Khan has the library and everything like that, and he said that he wants to get like the video library out to all of us, but when the actual timing's right, we just gotta get a TV deal first, and then once that happens, we can get an actual streaming service, and then we'll be good to frickin' go.
Oh yeah.
But the match between Jericho and Bandito for this championship was fucking great. I loved it. We came back from the second commercial break in this match as we see Bandito hitting a super kick on Jericho. He hit a sunset flip powerbomb onto Jericho to secure a near fall. Jericho then hit a lion salt onto Bandito to secure a close near fall again. Jericho then locks in the walls of Jericho on Bandito, but he got to the ropes. Jericho thought that he won the match as he was celebrating, but Aubrey Edwards, he pushes the hand down. He's like, no, he didn't tap out. Like, he didn't tap out. You know, you didn't win just yet. He's like, you, and then just going to punch her and everything like that, but it just did not work.
This is where I get this is where you need the Bruno Mars song. This bitch with it.
So, Jericho, he thought he won and everything like that, but he just didn't quite yet. Bandito was going for a move, but Jericho poked the eyes through the mask, and then he covered his eyes with the mask, so that he couldn't see. Jericho then he locks in the Lion Tamer, which is not the walls of Jericho. I want you guys to be
I know
prepared for
what's
that.
what's the difference. He picks
There
up.
is a total difference.
Yeah, he picks you up and
the arcing of it and everything like that. It's completely
It's a
different.
fucking awesome.
He does the Lion Tamer, and it's a submission victory, and that's it. 18 minutes and 25 seconds this match was. It was a great match. And at the end of it, Jericho says that he is going to beat every great Ring of Honor champion. He is going to challenge Bryan Danielson to a championship match sometime next month. And he's going to beat up every Ring of Honor commentator. He's going to beat up every Ring of Honor announcer. And then the announcer, he's looking at like, what? Like, what did I do? And then all of a sudden, Jericho hits the Judas effect on the poor guy, and he gets knocked the fuck out. I'm like, what the hell, Jericho? I thought we were good friends. And he's just like, yeah, fuck you. I'm like, oh, okay, sorry.
Just Jericho being Jericho. You know what I'm saying? As a heel, he has to piss you off. You know what I'm saying? You know?
I thought we were friends, and then all of a sudden he just knocks out the poor guy. I'm like, dude, come
What
on.
did he do to you?
But
him being Ring of Honor World Champion, like I said, I'm actually liking where this is going with this. So the match was great. Can I say that Lion Salt? I need him to stop doing that because I'm afraid he's gonna botch it and break his head. Please, please stop doing that.
Agreed.
Yes,
100% agreed.
Those times are over. Those ages are over for you, sir. Like you can't do it no more.
He's barely hitting it at this point, and
that's why,
like, dude,
that's why he had to roll over to make sure he got it. That's why I saw the match and I saw him how he rolled in to make sure he hits the splash. And I'm like, stop hitting the Lion Salt. You can't do it anymore. I'm like, I appreciate you. You're a goat, but you can't do it. No, I'm afraid you're gonna break your neck. But
apparently hit it.
Barely. Yes. Yeah. As I say, him Ring of Honor World Champion. I want to see what other competitors he's got. Obviously, Claudio's going to face him again. Obviously, and like I said, him and Samoa Joe need to cook something up because I want to see that.
Samoa Joe, they can do Adam Cole, they can do Jay Lethal. Like you got Jay a lot Lethal of people.
Chris Jericho. That's a dream match right there. Actually, that's a big dream match.
You can do a lot of stuff with this, and like. When he said that, like, he's going to beat every great Ring of Honor champion, I thought when he was going to be saying that, I thought somebody from, like, the past of Ring of Honor, like a Ring of Honor past champion, was going to come out to, just not interfere, but just say, like, hey, yeah, you want to face a great Ring of Honor champion? How about you face me next week or something like that?
Yeah.
Like, that just didn't happen. You got a lot of stuff to work with Jericho as champion, and I think Toni knows that, and I think he's gonna be using this to their advantage.
I know he's suspended, but what if he does? What if he called out CM Punk numerous times, just those shots at him for Ring of Honor?
It would have to be 9 months from now, but yeah, I mean, 9 months because of the injury.
Yeah. If he calls out Punk, him and Chris Jericho and CM Punk at Ring of Honor, sounds phenomenal right there. But even though that's like these are guys from WWE. What are they doing here at Ring of Honor? You're gonna see those fans. Trust me.
Listen. Listen. The guy, Chris Jericho's Ring of Honor champion. People are already like, "What the hell?"
Really? No, really? Because
a lot of people are trying to figure out like, why the hell is Jericho the Ring of Honor champion of all people?
Yeah. Oh, well, let's see in this generation. It'll say, "Oh, cool, Jericho's champion." That's like shout out to Infamous Opinions. He made a TikTok about it. He's like, "Oh, Chris Jericho's world champion. Oh, that's fucking amazing." I'm like, but then when you see a new guy, you see a wrestler in this generation wins it. They're like, "Who the fuck is this?" And I'm like,
I like Chris Jericho, so I'm fine with it. It was just very shocking.
For real.
To see him win it.
There's always the unexpected. Like so.
Yeah.
Versus the first ever champion, Low-Ki. Imagine him and Low-Ki. I honestly, to come to think of it, Low-Ki's kind of stiff in the ring. I'm not gonna lie, actually. I've seen him. I actually saw him and Penta. I saw that match between him and Penta at House of Glory, if I'm correct of that wrestling promotion or indies.
Yep.
They were both stiff in the ring because Low-Ki's pretty stiff, and Penta had to give him a little bit of receipts. So I don't know, man. I love him, but he's very stiff. So
yeah, it's insane. Jericho's champion is gonna be a good thing. But yeah, that's it for AEW Dynamite tonight, guys. It was a
Oh,
great show. You
ooh,
got
oh,
anything to say?
oh yeah. Friday. Guess what time it is, Phil? Come on, you know who it is. Yeah, come on, you know who is gonna be on there on Friday. You know who it is. You know who it is. Come on,
Go
come
ahead.
on.
Go
It's your
ahead.
favorite.
Say.
It's Hook. Come on now, it's Hook. You know it's
Oh,
favorite.
Hooky.
Yeah, that's where
Hooky.
I was going. That's where I was
Hooky.
going. You get yeah,
Hooky.
Hook, Hooky.
Hooky.
Yes, I like when you said where all my hookers at. I love when you
Where
said
all the
that.
hookers at? You guys know.
Yeah,
Put
I
put
love it.
put the hooks in the chat if you like Hook.
Yes. No, and say, Nate, you're watching this. Come on, you gotta love Hook, man. You gotta love Hook. Phenomenal. And also, we got the acclaim. We got the acclaim for doing the tag team champions with. I think the Gun Club is part. No, the Guns are part of that match actually with him and
We
Sweat.
got we have like a triple threat tag team title match on Rampage, so that's gonna be pretty cool.
Yeah. But I remember you told us no Rampage because you said fuck Rampage, but this Rampage actually looks
I'll
better.
watch the show. Don't worry. It's just I'm not probably just not gonna do like the actual review part of it.
Oh, that's
Um,
fine. Can we at least just review the Hook match? Just that
listen,
or something.
listen. Hook is on the show, so I'm obviously gonna have to talk about Hook. But
Yes,
um,
Hooky, come on, yeah.
but guys, that's gonna be it for AEW Dynamite's post show tonight for Outside the Brand. Saul and I thank you very much for being here. Like the video, hit the subscribe button down below, turn on the bell for all notifications. Follow us on social media. All the stuff that you need are down there in the description. Bonfire.com, the exclusive home of Outside the Brand, and its merchandise.
Mm.
There you
Sorry,
go.
a little
There
late.
you
I
go.
was a little late. My bad.
Nah, you're good. Listen, guys. It was a great time talking with you guys. Have a good rest of the night. Stay safe. God bless, and we will see you guys on Friday. Peace
Yep.
out. Let's talk. I'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys.